Hey friends, Sarah. So I learned something pretty heavy, but revealing and even hopeful today, and that is that shame is just something that hides in the cave we call fear, right? I think it could probably hide in other caves too, like guilt or sadness or loneliness or hurt or anger. I truly believe that shame, though, as I'm coming to learn, is really the root of those other feelings, and none of them are bad. None of them are bad. All they do is reveal to us what we need to adjust. They remind us that we're human, right? I think everything, pain, right? It's how we respond. If we didn't know that we were in pain, if pain didn't exist, we might die in a day, in 2 days. We might bleed out and not even know it. Like, I just feel like shame is really the root we need to address, right? It's really the root feeling a lot of times. I think pride is too, but maybe that too comes from shame. I have this. I'm an idealist. This is true about everyone else, about everything else, about this world, about what God wants for us. I am an idealist. And I do believe in the best most often. But when it comes to myself, I've discovered that I am more pessimistic. I ride on the shame train, right? And I don't even know it because I don't even get more than 2 steps into the cave because I'm too distracted by the fear I'm feeling, the hurt I'm feeling, the anger I'm feeling, which is more likely rage than anger, to be honest, because I'm responding from a place of frustration and distrust, maybe. I'm not a psychologist, but I recommend going to one because it's a new thing that I'm doing, and I'm grateful for what I'm learning. And so to address the shame, though, is I think where we need to start. Get past the first 2, 3 steps of the cave. Go into that very dark, thick, hot place shoved in the back of the cave, the place that you don't know is back there or what is back there, you know? I think that's where the work begins because shame says, I am a bad person. All fear and guilt say is, I did something bad or I could do something bad, right? But shame is offensive to the person. Shame is a very personal attack on our heart. Again, it's not a bad feeling, but it does help us to see where we really need to work, right? If we're going to be in a place where we can experience peace and we can give ourselves grace, if we can actually get to the place where we're feeling shame and address it and do the work where we can realize we don't need to feel shame. We're redeemed of feeling shame. Those things this side of heaven are going to be felt. We're going to experience hurt and pain this side of heaven. We're going to. But we are redeemed in the sense that we don't need to feel like we're a bad person. It's a heart issue, right? I feel like I have a big heart for other people. I have a huge heart for other people. I mean, why else would I be doing something like this? I'm in a place where, Riley said something to me too today that got me like, for anyone who's a legacy junkie like me, this is a freebie, 2 for the price of 1 today. She said something to me like, you're doing something right now that you might never experience the fruit of what you're doing. You might never experience what you leave behind. Because there's days where I feel like the shame in not getting things done, the shame in not being as productive as I'd like, the shame of I'm not enough. Okay? I mean, again, I'm very competitive. I'm very results oriented. I'm very affirmation and validation oriented. I like words. And yet I'm feeling a lot of times that imposter feeling, thinking it's shame again, right? Just walking 2 steps in, imposter, fear that what do I have to offer you? What do I have to give? And when she said, Sarah, you may never know where your legacy reaches. You may never know how far this will go. You may never see it. I like to see it. I want to see it. I want to see me impact people. I want to see the fruit of my labor. I mean, that's as a mom too. We may never see the fruit of our labor with our kids and how they turn out and who they become. Like, we may never see it. It's not guaranteed, but we do it because it's the right thing. We do it because it's our heart cry. We do it anyway. And so my encouragement to you today is take a little, take some more steps in those caves, those caves of doubt, worry, shame, fear. Well, shame's back there in the back, but doubt, worry, fear, sadness, loneliness, guilt. Take some more steps. Get closer to that shame. Get to the root. Get to the root of where you're at, because it is in the heart, and we need to believe that we are better than what we believe ourselves to be. We're not bad people. I mean, compared to Jesus, we are bad people. But he came to die for us anyway. He knew we were bad. He knew we would never measure up. And he came anyway, and he took it from us. He redeemed us. You might not believe that, but what a gift that is. And it's free. It's free. And so I'm just going to encourage you to get to the back of the cave, address what the real issue is, address the shame. Believe that there's more to you than what shame says, okay? It's not a bad feeling, but it's one that helps us to do the work. And so I hope that you do the work. I love you. Feel no shame. Feel no shame, because you are meant to be who you are. And since there's just one you, I pray you be you. Take care.